here, Luna, and I play games on the internet. If you're new here, thanks for stopping by, and if you've been here before, welcome back. Today, we're playing Goetia. Goetia is a point-and-click from ye olden days. I love it a lot. Will I give everyone English accents like they're supposed to have? Maybe. I'll try. I'll do my best. This is a spooky game where we're playing a little girl who has just died. She is very ghost. Much orb. Orb! We're gonna do the thing. I've played this game several times before. I have 100%ed this game. It is one of my favorites. And boy howdy, we're gonna make it happen. It has, like, the best soundtrack. I love it. 10 out of 10. I like it. You'll see. I have turned the font size up for all of you in case I forget to read something or miss it, so that you can see what's happening on the screen. Starting a new game will delete your progress. Proceed? Yeah, let's go. Also, everything is written in half cursive. Good luck! Fiera, why you make me shrimp? I didn't. I suggested it and you were like, oh, that sounds terrible. Anyway, welcome in. Hi Val, hi Rice. Hi Kat. We're all here on an adventure. Sound has a particular importance in Goetia, especially in certain puzzles. For an optimal experience, sit in a quiet and dark place and put on headphones. I'm doing it. I did it. Is this a gravestone? I can't see myself. There's no one here. Am I... No. This isn't right. Good. It seems I can still move. In a way. And I can also see things. But I don't feel anything. Stay calm. Something's wrong. Think, Abigail. I know this tree. I'm outside the manor. I just need to think. No, this is wrong. I need to find help. Help! Father? Mother? Annie? Oh, sweet, there's a new Megas song? Yes! I know where I'll be in Spotify after I'm done here. Abigail writes down all her thoughts in her journal. Each time this notebook icon appears, you can see her latest ideas regarding recent events. Perhaps they'll reveal some hints about her next goal. You press J to open it up. I am Abigail Blackwood, daughter of Abraham and Helena Blackwood, and Annie's sister. To be honest, that's all I remember after the fall and my final scream. I don't really understand what I am or what's happening. I need to find help. I need to find my family. Yeah, she is a Blackwood. Why do you ask? That's a very common last name in spooky games. Yeah, this game is great. Have you played it before, Race? Or are we just appreciating how amazing it is? No, we can't go that way yet. I know what's that way, but we can't go that way yet. That's strange. There's a hexagonal shape carved out of the pedestal, as if something has been taken out. I don't think I saw that before. By holding control, you can highlight every noticeable element in the scene. A magnifying glass will appear on each clickable object. See? Like that. We won't use that too much, probably, but it does exist. And the gate is closed and covered in rust. Well, it doesn't matter to us. We can leave. Nice! There are two endings to Goetia. There is one ending and there is the true ending. Neither ending to Goetia is good. There are no good endings to this game. There are some that are less bad than others, in that there are two, and one is arguably less bad, kinda, I guess. Blackwood Manor, just like in my memories. I was born and died here. I remember this window. That's where I fell. It was cold. Abigail's progress is displayed in real time on the map. The map will show you which rooms you've entered, and those that are still out of reach. Be sure to check it regularly. You can also teleport to some rooms directly, supposing that you're not possessing an object. Those will be colored in yellow, and you hit tab to open it up. See? So we can go right here as long as we're not possessing something. That's going to be useful later. How do I get in? Going through the gate was easy, but such an obstacle? You can go through it. You're a ghost. Impossible. It's terrifying, but rather handy. Who could have drawn this map? The names remind me of Father's studies, but he would never have taken his documents out of his office. This is the map. This is the front hall where we came in. That is Oakmarsh. Fields of Stone is the basement. Eldritch Forest is behind us. Who knows what the Silver Labyrinth is or where that is, but it's upstairs. And these are different demon names. This is Paimon, Boone, Niberius, Foras, and Malthus. Each note, journal, book, and poster you read is stored in your codex. No need to retrace your steps, everything's here. And you can hit C to open it. And then if you need it, you can open it up. This is what I complain about in some point and clicks, where there's no codex. You have to go back and forth and back and forth. Damaged tableware? The manor seems abandoned. I don't understand. My grandparents used to hunt deer in the woods on the manor grounds. Good evening, Jack, Rufus, Ted, Molly. Oh, I didn't really properly explore up there, did I? Okay. Well, someone's drawn some symbols here. Does this have anything to do with demonology? Father's studies. I can't work out which demons these symbols represent. I really need help. Okay. Clock still works. Lights are still on. So the manor's not completely abandoned. It can't be. Backtracing my beloved. Yeah, it's true. It doesn't look like any of the clocks in the manor are working, but I'm not particularly worried about that right now. Alice in Wonderland? What's this doing in Mother's library? There's a note hidden between the pages. The handwriting's rather clumsy. It doesn't look much different from mine. It must have been written by a child. Oh, yes! Edward, Alexander and I sneaked into Father's laboratory, and we found something interesting. There's this weird powder. I will show you how it reveals hidden writings. Know this, you just have to pair the powder on the paper to reveal the ink. Alexander told me to keep some of it. Now we can start writing coded messages. Welcome in, Raymond! We are playing Goetia tonight. This is a game about unsummoning demons. Huh. That's a symbol. It's a symbol I know now. It's in my codex. One of Father's most disconcerting hobbies. Collecting keys for which there is no keyhole. I'm not taking that anywhere yet. I don't remember where it goes. I've never seen this dresser open. I think Father was hiding important documents inside. I can't open it. I lied, I am taking that. No, I'm not. Okay. I'm not a wizard yet. Ah! I never really liked newspapers. Wait. February 1941. No, that can't be. It's been 39 years. That's impossible. This is a nightmare. Oh, where's the... come on. Annie and I often tried to spy on Father in his office through the floorboards, but I'm too worried to try that now. Okay, here we are back downstairs in this room that we were about to go into. Everything is so dilapidated. A small part of Grandfather's mineral collection. Heh, old man with his funny hat. A view of the manor in the fog. Something about this painting troubles me, but I can't tell what. Is it the part where it looks kind of like there's a skull there? You can kind of see eyes and... sorta. It's otherwise very spooky. Father's office. His safe haven. The place where he did all his experiments, esoteric or otherwise. I like this place. If Father's at the manor, this is where I'll find him. But... can people see me? I won't be able to talk to him. And what will he do if he somehow recognizes me? Everything's so inconsistent. Different. But also similar? Maybe I should find more hints about what's going on before I see him. Alright. Oh, that's yellow. Well, I guess we're gonna go try. These walls clearly don't want anything to go through them. Is there a way to get through? Why would anyone hide the Virgin Mary behind lock and key? To teach me how to possess it. Possession! Abigail just possessed an object. She is now able to move it, use it, or combine it with another. On the other hand, as an object, Abigail gains a foothold in the world of the living, and has to accept its rules. No object can cross a wall. Right-click to leave the object. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. We'll leave that on the desk. I really want to know what that switch is for. Something important has been hidden in this cupboard. What could it be? Some accounting, invoices, deeds of property. And what's this? This is a death certificate. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but this is the death of Abraham Edward Christopher Blackwood. 27th of October 1939 in Oakmarsh. Male, 76 years, professor of literature. He died of cancer, in case anyone's curious. There's more stuff here. It is an actual death certificate that somebody filled out. A death certificate? With Father's name on it? It's impossible. I can't believe it. He was 76? But how? What happened to me? What about Mother and Annie? 1939. My last memories date back to 1902. This must be a bad dream. So much of this doesn't make any sense. I need to understand what's going on. Father's office. He must have taken notes. Maybe his research can help me. Alright, zooming. Oh, hello. Oh, we just rolled right in. This is his office, isn't it? Oh, yeah. Oh, no, she's not okay. It's true. She's scared. She's 10, by the by. In case you're curious about how old Abigail is, she's 10. These books seem important, and they're well worn. Have you ever heard the story of Icarus, who flew too close to the sun? Let me tell you our version of that ancient story. A man who thought himself a great alchemist, and master of the elements of nature, found an old forgotten grimoire that would teach him to summon demons, and command them to carry out whatever he wanted. Now this man gained his power by following the lead of those before him. That is to say, he had used the results from experiments performed by other masters to appear wise to those around him. However, while he was good at applying that which he had learned from others, his ability to think on his feet and to reason was lacking. This man loved a woman whom he had never spoken to. He watched her from afar, admiring her beauty, and dreaming of what it would be like if she was his wife. He spent so much time in the world of fantasy, where she was his, that his obsession had started to take a toll on him. He couldn't sleep, eat, and became isolated from his friends. The directions in the book were clearly laid out, and because of his adeptness at following instructions in his alchemical manuals, he thought he would master demons as quickly as he mastered alchemy. Out of desperation for this woman, he summoned a demon named Belith. Who it was, said, could create love between a man and a woman. Sensing his desperation, the demon came to his summons, and the man was sure that it was his skill that brought Belith to him so quickly. He commanded the demon to bring his love to him, with haste, and without harm befalling her. The demon laughed, saying it was an easy task, as the woman felt the same way as the man, but he would require but a single action from the man to ensure success. Ecstatic, the man agreed to do whatever Belith needed to accomplish the task. The demon dictated a love letter to him, telling him to send it to his love on a specific date, using the exact words he gave him. After the man dismissed the demon, he immediately wrote the letter that Belith had dictated to him, word for word, and set it aside, waiting for the appointed date to mail his note. When the day came to mail the letter, his love went to a spiritualist to speak to her beloved mother, who had passed when she was young. When the medium called the spirit of her mother, Belith came in disguise, and told her of the letter that she would receive. He told her that the man who wrote it was a necromancer, and meant to do her family harm. Knowing exactly what the man had written, Belith easily scared off the man's love, and destroyed his reputation in the process. Just like Icarus, his overconfidence had destroyed him. However, we can learn one more lesson. Without the ability to reason, to create and innovate, a master is not a master. Never take what you read or see at face value, and that includes anything and everything that I write you. Ta-da! Okay. Mother, since you will not listen to reason, I must stop you myself. Oh wait, wrong person. I know who I am now. Took me a minute. We need Fier to read more stories to us. I did do that one time while we were grinding Final Fantasy V. I could do that again. I liked reading stories to all of you. It's fun. I could read you scary stories. We could have campfire stories, and I could get a campfire up here. And read you all the spooky things. If I could figure out how to do it, I could get stream avatars going and anybody who chats in could sit around the campfire, but I don't know if that will work. Get me a Momo along to voice the characters. Lol. Not impossible, but lol. Alright, I know who I'm talking as now. I'm talking as one of my favorite characters. Mother, since you will not listen to reason, I must stop you myself. I apologize for stealing your notes, but I see no other way. Gabriel may be the oldest, but he has no idea what you are up to. I will be back for young Edward and Robert. I forbid you from trying anything with them, or you will dearly regret it. This has all gone on long enough. Farewell. A. I don't recognize Father's handwriting on this notebook. Oh boy. Good news, everyone. I have to read you from cursive writing, which I can do. It's just, his cursive is messy. 1203. Writing a journal had never interested me up until now, but these past few days I felt the need for it. All of these things are crowding my mind, and I can rarely sleep. Oh, this isn't Dad at all. This is... Oh, I know who this is. Bear with me a moment. I know whose writing this is and why it's messy now. Okay, give me a second to make sure that I'm not crazy. Yeah, I know whose writing this is now. Give me a sec. Where's my mouse pointer? Okay. Writing a journal has never interested me up until now, but these past few days I felt the need for it. All of these things are crowding my mind and I can rarely sleep. I found Father's precious notes today. I discovered what took up all his time, an incredible collection of documents, vague references and crazy writings about demons and seals, names I know nothing about, enigmatic symbols, drawings, a huge number of documents he used to share with my sweet Abigail an eternity ago. My first instinct was to close this box and put it back where I found it, but curiosity is consuming me. This is March 12th, because this is an English thing, so the day month. And this is the 24th. That's the day before my birthday. I'll do it. I'm not sure if Momo would. I don't mind. I like reading stories and putting silly voices in people's mouths. March 24th. I am voraciously. Told you her writing was a bit messy. I am voraciously reading Father's documents, and am starting to make sense out of them. Maybe he wasn't as mad as his isolation let it on? Alright. I think she means let on. Maybe he wasn't as mad as his isolation let on. What I took for a time-consuming hobby was actually an in-depth study of an ancient cult named Goetia. The idea of it still seems crazy, and maybe it is. Goetia was used to call forth demons to ask questions or favors of them, a very human tradition. But these summonings seem to have been possible. Father seemed interested in 5 of these demons: Malphus, Boone, Paimon, Forus, and Nibarius. These notes are very detailed about rituals, formulas, personalities of each entity, strengths and weaknesses. I have difficulties believing they really exist. However, Father's studies are so thorough and precise that I am beginning to have doubts. Curiosity is guiding me towards knowledge. I tried some of the rituals this past week. I'm happy I can isolate myself, as I feel somewhat ridiculous, saying out loud the summoning words taken from an strange language. I have had no success yet. This quest is consuming me. I spend entire days writing down the questions I want to ask the demons, as well as behaviors and words I should avoid in their presence. I chose Malphus. He seems to be the less deranged of the demons among those I've read about, and I hope he is not so dangerous. But he doesn't seem to hear me. I'm growing desperate. War is coming. I can feel it. The people of Oakmarsh are different, nervous. The enemy is far from our front door, however, and I can't stop but feeling they are reacting strangely to my own presence. I couldn't explain this feeling. July 15th. Wow. I feel feverish, confused. I can't sleep. I can't believe it. Malphus answered. I first perceived an undescribable noise, as is a huge hammer was hitting the walls around me. Then a wind filled the room, coming from under the doors. I swear I heard the rustle of feathers, as if thousands of birds were flying around the room. When he started speaking to me, I froze, too stunned to utter a single word. This demon is particularly charismatic. My first thoughts went to my beloved sister. Abigail would have been so impressed, astonished, moved. I asked the questions I craved answers for. Was Abigail with him? Could he find her? He laughed. Malphus has a very charming laugh. Very soft. He told me he couldn't bring her back, but that she was well. I should feel calm, but my thirst for answers isn't calmed. July 22nd. Malphus and I are growing to know each other. It feels so strange to write this, and even more strange to live it. This demon is particularly caring, and I sometimes forget he is an entity by far superior to us poor humans. It seems I am for him a welcome distraction. He has had little occasion to talk with the living these past 5 millennia. I sometimes think of my dear Joseph and feel a guilty relief that he should no longer be of this world. If Father was still alive, my research and my successes would have surely filled him with pride. And Abigail, who often mocked my terror when faced with Father's experiments, could she only see me today? Would you be proud of your older sister? I keep my research far from my children's reach. They are too young to understand what is at stake, but maybe I can start talking about it with Gabriel. I'm looking forward to sharing my knowledge of the rituals tied to Goetia. But maybe they suspect something. Alexander seems weary lately. Alexander is great. I spent so much time reading these entries. I know, right? And I'm going to read every one of them as well as I can. These entries are great. The story of this game is told primarily through journal entries and parts of the world that you uncover. It is the point of the game. That's true. I care a lot about Alexander and another character that we'll meet later, which was his girlfriend. I care a lot about both of them. So you know, chat, how you wanted me to read you a spooky story. I'm reading you a spooky story with extra steps. I've never played Marathon. The story runs similar, the way that the story is told runs similar to a lot of point and clicks that I've played. Not you, Mist. Mist doesn't tell you the story. Mist gives you a bunch of pieces and is like, you'll figure it out. Ooh, I'm gonna have to look it up later, so that I might look at it and see if it's good, and potentially might play it. I don't care how dated it is. As you can see, I'm playing Goetia. I mean, we're also playing Final Fantasy, the SNES ones. Like, those are gotta be 30 or 40 years old now. Bungie's first FPS. Woof. Woof. Oh, that's gotta be like... That's gotta be something people think of as past being retro and on into, like, not. And now I feel sad because... Mac OS 8. Oh, no. That's, Oh, no. Oh, yeah, where was I? I was going on about Alexander, wasn't I? I played it on an LC3. I grew up on PC, so I didn't play much on Mac, because I didn't have one. I wanted one real bad. I wanted one of those colorful ones that was just the monitor. You know the ones I mean. And there was one before that that I also really wanted. But alas. I also had a Tandy computer. Yeah! I wanted the iMac. I also had a Tandy computer, but that didn't have a hard drive, because it didn't... Hard drives were an extra in those days. I was very, very little. Technically, it was my cousin's, but he gave it to me when he upgraded to a real computer. I played Bubble Bobble on it. I played Arkanoid 2, Revenge of Doe. I played... Thanks! Wow, you guys are old. Thanks, Val. Listen, you try getting fished up by an Englishman from the British Empire and not being old. Terrible. The English Empire hasn't stood for a long time. Probably. I don't know, maybe it's still there. I'm not allowed out of the aquarium. Except when I sneak out. But I'm not getting all the way to England, nor would I wish to go. I was held there too long. I scared some nice people who moved into my house, and then I got here. Back in my day, we used Netscape and Telnet. Oh, Netscape Navigator! Remember when AOL would charge you for access to the internet in ye olden days? Oh, back. I never had AOL, hilariously enough. Neither did we. We were like, why would you charge for something I can get for free? Lol. back in my day, if we needed something, we went to the IRC and we hoped that somebody was kind enough to give it to us. Someone had it. We knew it. would they give it to us? That was the question. Muds! Wah! Oh, once upon a time. Oh. Yeah. Wow. I remember when my dad brought home a Nintendo, the original Nintendo, with a bunch of cartridges, and we were super excited. Some of them absolute bangers. Mario Duck Hunt, 10 out of 10. Some of them absolute bangers, but nobody talks about them. Section Z is one of those ones. Section Z, maybe, I guess, is what it's meant to be said as. But it was the best thing that nobody seems to know exists anymore. I loved that game. It was so weird. I've never been to the end of it. I don't know how it ends or what it's even about. Yes! We still have the old Nintendo. We have a SNES. We have, what else do I have? I have all the game consoles that Nintendo made straight from the Nintendo up to whatever, the Switch. Obviously the Switch. I love the Switch a lot. Words. Wow, I'm bad at them. I still remember when Sega stopped making its consoles, and I was like, did Nintendo win the Nintendo Sega War? I think they did. And they did. I'm missing the Wii U, but all the Orphan games are now on the Switch. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean, they own Sonic now, so... Poor Sega. Your edgy appeal just didn't outclass the everything for everybody. Chronicle X, yes, Xenoblade Chronicle X is coming. I'm very excited. I told Huji. Huji's also very excited. He loves Xenoblade so much, you guys. Not as much as he loves some other games, but he is thrilled about Xenoblade. I want to see it. You know what game I never want to see again that I was reminded of yesterday? The DS Lunar. Do you guys want to know the horror of the DS Lunar? I can tell you all about it. I own all of the Xenoblade games, and Xenosaga, and Xenogears. Yes! We love all those things. I can never remember. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I can never remember which ones are which. Good, you shouldn't. There was a DS Lunar. It was terrible. You want to know why? You want to know how bad it was? So it's an RPG, as you would expect. Its graphics are pretty decent, especially for a DS. It's got those like PS1 Final Fantasy Tactics and Xeno, whichever one, style graphics. I would also argue that they're kind of like the upgraded GBA version of graphics. Once again, for tactics. And its story is not terrible. There is bad monster, stop bad monster. There is monster, stop bad monster. You are boy and girl are on a quest to stop bad monster. 2 problems with this. 3 problems with this. Problem 1. Equipment has durability in Lunar. So it can break. If your weapon breaks while you're out and about, you can't fight. I don't know. Likewise, if your armor breaks, that's it. Problem 2. When you fight in a battle, at the end of the battle, you have the choice to gain either items or experience. Not both. And armor breaks. And items break. And you don't gain experience if you pick to choose them. If you choose them. That's problem 1 and 2. They're related to each other. Problem 3, the worst problem. The game wanted to make you have to make a choice between avoiding fights or engaging with them. And they wanted to make it so that that choice had actual weight, so that it wasn't always best to avoid fights. They did this by making running hurt you. Running lowers your HP. You can run. It lowers your HP. You cannot run yourself to death. If your HP gets too low for you to take the next step running, the game just will not let you run after that. Related problem to that is that so that would be kind of fine if you were out and about in a dangerous area and running hurt you, and that was the trade. You either engaged in battle and potentially were hurt, or you ran and took smaller amounts of damage to get away. Sure, that's an interesting mechanic. They did not turn it off in cities. Running still hurts you in cities. So you're in a completely safe town, you want to run somewhere, it hurts you. And your walk speed is so slow in that game. So slow. I own this game. I'm never playing it for you. Chad, I'm so sorry I'm not going to play it for you. It's terrible. The game's mediocre. If the game had a more interesting story or something fun to it, I would absolutely do it. But it doesn't. It's so bad. And I don't normally get grumpy about a game. But that one, like, just... It's rough. I'd forgotten all about it until somebody reminded me it existed, and I was like... They were like, wow, the Lunar game. And I was like, yeah, I actually really kind of liked Lunar. And they were like, what? And I was like, yeah, it was pretty good. And they're like, no. The game where running hurts you. And I was like, the DS one? And I forgot that it existed. Welcome in, Carrie. Hi. I'm eating dill pickle chips with dill pickle dip. Because I can. Staff can't stop me. I stole the chip bag. It's very light, although it's quite unwieldy. I brought it in here. It's very tasty. The dip was not also already in here. I had to carry that too, and it's very heavy. It is a whole big dip box, not the little dip jar. It's where's its numbers? Ah, it's too big. I'm gonna fall in. Wait, its numbers won't be on the inside. 340 grams. That's like a cup and a bit. And a half? Cup and a half. Ah. Probably. Americans, you can figure out how many that is in ounces if you want to. I don't know how you measure things. We measure things using water. A gram is 1 cubic centimeter of water. Let's see, what else? A gram is 1 cubic centimeter of water. Oh, and boiling is the 100 degrees Celsius is when water boils, and 0 degrees Celsius is when it be frozen. At sea level, that's an important distinction. Water boils and freezes at different rates if you are not at sea level. If you are above sea level, it boils less quickly, and if you are below sea level, it boils more quickly. Why does it do that? It wants you to have to relearn to cook rice every time you move. That's why. In somebody else's house up in the mountains, guess what? You don't know how to cook rice anymore. Oh, right, we were reading stories. August 10th. They're here. They started bombing London yesterday. Mrs. Matthews and her husband left Oakmarsh a few days ago, leaving everything behind. I'm worried. What world will my children grow up in? I can't even imagine what tomorrow will look like. When I asked Malthus, he had this amused look he often has, the one that annoys me so much. Arrogant heap of feathers. He doesn't care, of course. Hell is a far more peaceful place than Earth, he said. I exchanged a few words, October 12th. I exchanged a few words today with Elias. Elias? Whoops, Elias. Once again, messy writing. I exchanged a few words today with Elias, the vicar. I couldn't stand not sharing my research, but his reaction surprised me. He told me he had been eagerly awaiting this day. Who other than me could know so much about the subject? The vicar offered me his help. How could a man of God conduct such research trying to call forth demons? I think I'll accept his offer. I only browsed through some of Father's work, and demonic invocation is only a small part of the Goetia. And I can't count on Malthus, who refuses to answer my questions on the subject. But that malicious bird can laugh as much as he wants. I'll get my answers. November 2nd. Oakmarsh is now empty. I have a ghost town at my door. Goetia isn't a discreet art, and I suppose the last rituals convinced the bravest of them to leave their home. Let them go. I don't need their idiotic prejudices. When our enemies will be at our doors, at least I will have something to welcome them with. November 5th. Gabriel, my sweet Gabriel, I was sure you'd understand. I love you so much. Robert, Edward, I hope you'll understand the importance of this quest. December 12th. There is no hope left. I won't be here when these disgusting invaders arrive, but let them try and get close to my children. They will regret it. Come and colonize Oakmarsh. See what I care. None of these short-sighted villagers supported me when I needed it. They don't deserve to be remembered. But if they come inside Blackwood Manor, I will rain down hell on them. January 5th. Thank you, Anton, Elrias, Pastor. From the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. Everything soon will be ready. I won't be here to see the world crumble. You don't look as arrogant and mocking as before, Malthus. Don't worry, I'm not heartless. You won't be alone. A few friends will join you. The spell is sealed. Abigail, please wait for me. Hear me. Heed my call. Anyway, we picked up the phone. Horse. There's a massive book on the shelf. It must be important. I might be somewhat altered, but even so, there's no way I can read a book without finding a way to get it off the showcase. Oh no! Oh no! Chat! Chat! I've been granted tasty things! Different tasty things! Hang on, I'll show you. I'll show you what I have been given. Oh, delicious. Oil. I'll show you. Also, you may not know this, chat, but I'm streaming from in my shell. I was beep, and aquarium staff was like, it's time for stream, and I was like, no, 5 more minutes. And they were like, no, I don't. And then I was like, Mommy, beep. And they're like, yeah, but you like your enrichment, don't you? And I went, yeah. And they went, well, then come do your enrichment. And I went, oh. And then they laughed at me and said I was cute. No. Yeah, I'll show you guys what I'm having. You'll never guess. Maybe you will guess. Yep. I can do this. Staff will help me. Oh yeah, if you guys were ever wondering who's holding the camera when I take pictures, because I obviously do not have a selfie stick, the answer to that question will not surprise you. Sometimes it's staff. Sometimes it's not staff. Okay. I took the picture. I'm gonna put it. You can't stop me. I'm gonna put it on the social medias. They're social and also medias. Oh no. I need, I need a thing. Chat, I will be back to the game momentarily. You know me. Ping. Ping. I can't be stopped. I gotta put alt text. You can't stop me from doing this. I know it's thrilling. Hmm. 34 days till Lootmas. Yes, you're right. I forgot. But it's soon. For those of you wondering, the holidays is the best time. Such a good time to earn every loot. Val, you are participating in the holidays in Guild Wars 2. I don't care. I will drag you. Kicking and screaming and crying. I will drag you to beat up Frosty the Snowman. You will gain so much money. Do you ever want gold? Do you want gold in Guild Wars 2? You are going to get gold. Yes, I'm going to make a goofy amount. I'm going to make a goofy amount of gold because do you know what I did? Do you want to know what I did? All the Christmas presents I had last year, I saved them. I saved them up. And when Christmas starts, day 1, minute 1, do you know what's happening to those presents? The trading post! Okay, I will wait till like minute 4, but the trading post is happening to those presents because you know who forgets that Christmas happens every year? People who play this game! And do you know what that means? That means that if they forgot, that means that they don't remember that they need present boxes. And they get all excited for the new loot and they buy their present boxes instead of earning them like I do. By jumping every jump, I got really good at gingerbread before there were hard mode. I have 10,000. I have 10,000 holiday presents left over. I don't know if you guys know this, but I will spend literally hours jumping the jumping puzzle while Spotify's playing. Because I don't care. That's the one thing I'm good at grinding, and it's the one thing I will grind. It's so much fun, you guys. I opened all mine from last year. I'm selling them on day one, because I think that's the best time to sell them. And then I'm going to open all the ones I get this year. I like to give out stacks of presents because I'm really good at picking them up. So I like to give them out to people. So guess who's getting a stack of Christmas presents, Val? You'll never guess. It is a mystery. There's only this light to illuminate the whole room. It's so dark and depressive. Okay, what were we doing in here? Oh, yeah, probably going this way. Now that we've read all our books. The pen is mightier than the sword, and treasures do hide in the written word. I should try to remember this. We can possess that feather, but we're not doing it yet. Feathers? Knock, knock. It's you! I love this friendly fellow.
Good evening, young lady.
Who are you?
Oh, come now, you wound me. We are already acquainted. Of course, it was some time ago, and you may not have seen that I was there. I am one of the kind your father did so love to talk about. Even if he elected not to teach you much about me in particular, my current form, shall we say, should be something of a hint.
You're one of the demons that father was studying?
A raven.
You must be Malthus. But demons don't exist. It was just an unpleasant hobby of his.
I suppose you must be right. After all, that would be simply absurd. Not unlike believing in ghosts, perhaps? I must say, I am rather surprised to see you here right now. No matter. I'm almost flattered you recognized me. It means that mankind has not quite forgotten about me yet. Not completely, at least.
Oh, the first time I opened all of my presents, I got every one of the infusions, and I haven't gotten anything good since from them. And I usually have 10 or 20k presents a year in Guild Wars 2. If I do get a good infusion, like I even have the toy shell infusion, which is one that I don't think is very good. I was hoping it would give you doll joints, but it kind of does not. To keep my holographic wings or to sell? That is a hard choice. When I started playing, one of the luckiest drops, only 150 gold. That's not too bad. When I started playing, one of my first drops was an unlimited Black Lion trading post. But we didn't have shared inventory slots at the time, so it was useless to me. So I sold it, and that's how I got the Dreamer. Or more accurately, I was like, Hoochie, I can't pay the listing fee to sell this. And Hoochie went, oh, and I went, I want the pretty rainbow. I want the rainbow unicorn bow. And Hoochie went, oh no. Okay, I can pay the listing fee. And I went, okay. Now that we have shared inventory slots, I almost wish I kept it, but I still have a stack of Black Lion things. What do you want?
What do I want? Oh, I see. Abraham must have taught you that I would require a favor if you were so impertinent as to summon me. But in your case, young lady, I choose to appear before you. You did not summon me, and thus can we dispense with quid pro quo? I suppose I simply wanted to, well, chirp with someone, perhaps?
Tweet, even?
Chirp? Fine, but what are you doing here? Aha! Now that is quite an interesting question. Would that I could answer it.
You mean you don't know?
Not exactly. I do recall that I was summoned, but in a most unusual way. Annie, she called me, and we chirped for a time. But she deceived me, and trapped me within these walls. All I know is that some part of me remained in the cozy confines of hell, while the remainder, well, is the manor itself, or something like that.
I love this bird. He is my best friend, and I love him.
Like when I possess an object. It does indeed seem that the same forces are at work here.
And why are you preventing me from going any further?
I am doing nothing of the sort, or rather, not consciously. You see, my girl, we are both pure spirits here, and it seems that our essences cannot collaborate, shall we say.
Aw, they're never gonna have a good time on Twitch if they can't collaborate.
I promise you, I would simply love for you to proceed. I dare say that you are the only one who can free me.
The sigil on the ceiling, could it be a hint? An answer? It's true, you can, Val.
Ah, such a keen mind. If it is not the answer itself, it must be some part of it. My sigil is not complete in this form. It cannot be seen by man, much to my immense sorrow. The sigil you see only represents half of my being. Body break. The part that remains in hell. There is another sigil, in fact. It is the opposite of this one. It represents the part of me that is trapped here, among the living. Should you manage to find it and decipher it, I would be free to leave this world.
I knew you wanted something after all.
Exposed! Yes, and it seems we both need each other. I expect that I can rely on you. You have Blackwood blood running through your veins, after all, if you'll pardon the expression.
Goodbye, bird!
Wait, you... He's disappeared. Not quite. Do keep up the good work, Abigail. Simply forget that I'm watching your every move.
I think our friend Malphus needs a fun voice, so I gave him one. Alright, we hydrate as chat demands. And a big stretch. Big stretch. Yeah. Okay. For body break, what will we do? We need to wiggle. I gotta wiggle. I gotta wiggle so good. I'm gonna wiggle so good, Steph's gonna be like, what are you wiggling for? And then I'm gonna be like, 'cause I wanna wiggle. That's not true. Cool Staff would never be like, what are you wiggling for? Cool Staff would be like, oh, look at you wiggling. And I'd be like, yeah, I'm wiggling. Okay, wiggling time. Ahem. We're gonna do twists. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, we did it. Oh yeah, I probably should tell you guys that I have played this game before for YouTube. I gave everybody different voices, probably. I don't know. Who knows? It's a mystery. Bedtime stuff's done. Well, good night, Carrie. Get some good rest. Okay, Malphus. We'll figure out where you live. We're not going that way. It's full of not going that way juice. Oh, that was different. The silver medallion holds the portrait of a dour-looking man with sharp eyes. There's dear Mrs. Ward, the housekeeper. And she has her keys, even in this painting.
I believe it.
This ruined tower reminds me of the one the villagers were talking about, in the woods on the estate.
Edward Hodgkin, 1940, 10 years old. These are important for later. Alexander Hodgkin, August 1939, 28 years old. 'Cause 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 'cause
Gabriel Hodgkin, February 1939, 31 years old. Robert Hodgkin, 1940, 14 years old. That's the littlest one. Edward's 10. Annie Hodgkin, November 1940. Annie Hodgkin. Annie Hodgkin. Annie is a grown-up. I still recognize her, though. These glasses are still full, as if people left in a hurry. I will never know the taste of this wine. That's fine. You're like 10. This dumbwaiter is connected to the kitchen in the basement. Oh, right. The kitchen in the basement. Let's go. Something's preventing me from going any further. It must have something to do with those strange metal sheets bolted down to the wall. There's a combination lock on the door. A thick metal door. It also looks like it's made of lead. Huh. We can't go downstairs from here, right? Because it's very particular. There's a sheet of paper on the wall, but why is it blank? How odd. Nope. This game is reasonably forgiving as long as it knows where you intend things to be. There we go. There we go. It's in the codex. My young brother. It's been a while since I haven't. Blah. My young brother. It's been a while since I haven't put your keen mind to the test. How would you feel about a paper chase? First clue: chariot. Happy hunting. R. That's one of these four brothers. Let's go on a little adventure. Oh yes, let's open up our codex too. Someone threw this note into the fireplace, but it didn't burn. It mentions some sort of treasure hunt created by someone named R to his brother. Maybe the reward could be interesting. When I'm close to this feather, I feel like something is calling to me. But the feeling is vague. I must be missing something. You are. This is the whole thing with the awakening. I'm not reading the whole thing here. Maybe I am. I lied. Most of this is stuff that we already know. The important things here. This is all. The manor's empty. It's weird. I have to get through those barriers. It's 1941. Almost 4 decades have passed in but a few seconds. Father is gone, and probably Mother too. What about Annie? She must still be alive. She'll have answers for me. Somebody made sure the room next to the kitchen would be out of bounds for me, and other beings. What could be so precious to be protected in such a way? If I can reach that room, I'm sure I'll find some vital clues. Good Lord, Annie, what have you done? Why did you invite a demon, several demons, into Blackwood Manor? What is this foolish project of yours? Malthus claims that an opposite sigil will free him and his fellow demons. I don't really trust him, but this is the only way to get answers and find Annie, and to rid them of the manor of these evil entities. Alright, moving on. I know where the book that's being referenced is. We haven't been where it is yet. We're not a speedrunner, you see. Eh? Oh, right. Well, outside the bounds. Nope, nope. I'm going up. You see, there's a place up here we can go that's not covered by demon sigils. Ben-Hur, A Tale of the Christ by Lewis Wallace. Leaving a book out of its shelf isn't in Annie's habits. Horse! I'm not reading you guys Ben-Hur. If you want to read Ben-Hur, you're on your own. It's a long book. The novel pointed out by the previous clue is annotated. The word horse is circled. But finding a horse in the manor will not be easy. I know exactly where that horse is. Not there, though. Anything? Nope. Nothing useful up here except for that there is a window. I know I know exactly where that horse is. Yeah, I do. Okay, I am not crazy. Father may not have been fond of horses. The statuette is gorgeous, but I don't remember it either. Possession time. Horse. Horse! Clonk. That's the gnome hat man! We know exactly where this is. Oh, and it's helpfully updated. A drawing of what seems to be an old man wearing a hat was hidden in the bronze statuette. A familiar silhouette. John Falco. The old man's portrait is signed John Falco. What should I conclude? Something about his name, his first name, his identity? I know exactly what it does. It's just a matter of whether I can go there. I don't think I went over there. I sure didn't. Yeah, I surely did not. Forbs! Weirdly well animated birds. The wardrobe is not really my style. This bronze statue is superb. Is it an eagle or a falcon? Details count. It's a falcon. Telling you right now, it's a falcon. Me, you, and Momo should play Jackbox again at some point. Yes, we should. We should do that on stream if it's possible. Get everybody in here. Just have me and Momo on VC while chat causes even more chaos. You're right. You're right. Very well, I shall invest in some Jackbox party packs. The dip is spicy. A sealed room next to the kitchen. I was unaware of it. I'd like to take a look. A gigantic raven, demonic sigils, and now a bright orb that can levitate? feel strangely drawn to this shape. Maybe I can learn something from it.
Orb!
Abigail is now able to see traces or details about the history of the most recent owner of an item. Possess an item and explore with it for a moment to see if something else is highlighted. The last actions of the living might help you in your quest. The old front door. I wonder where the other panel is. It's impossible to guess what it is. I want to go in the hole. It won't let me go in the spooky hole. Let me go in the scary door. Fine. We get Chad to play role models with us. Yes. Okay, so we found a magic. Now let's go find a feather. Oh wait, I think I know where this feather is meant to be. There's a journal with torn pages, and I don't think I've found it yet. Hi, Mr. Mozzie! It's a little notebook. Some of its pages have been torn away. Perhaps they're still around somewhere. I'm putting this feather back where I found it. I don't remember where it's supposed to go. See if we can get it back in the inkwell. Not quite. Not quite. Well, that's fine. Wait, maybe there is something over here that the feather can help us discern. Ho ho! How come I didn't see these scratches? I'm dropping this feather in a very dangerous place. Oh. There it is. I recognize this. My treasure box. A ball of string I used in my many adventures. Some dice I could use to play with anywhere. Something to write with even in the darkest of night. This isn't mine. I'm sure I didn't draw this. Is it a sigil? It looks like those that Father studied, but none of them was called Abigail. That's my name. That's the name of me. I'm a little baby. Abby's 10 years old. She's little. I drew it. No, I don't think you did, Val. You'll never guess who did. You will guess. It's not complicated to work it out. If this is a joke, it's not a very funny one, and I'm starting to get scared. There's no one here, everything seems to be frozen in time, and the manor is covered in esoteric symbols. I must find answers. Welcome in, John! This is a point-and-click game. We are a ghost. We're 10 years old. We just popped out of our grave. We don't know what's going on because last thing we remember it was 1902 and now it's approximately 1941. Maybe 42? It's a mystery. The mansion is covered in demons right now.
And we are currently dealing with that. We're having a moment. Fair, want to help me keep me sane while I grind out research? No, don't grind out research. Don't do it. Ah, here we are.
This box contains some kind of white powder.
That box is mine now. We're going to the dining room wherever I left that. Side note, I don't remember where I left that. I definitely didn't leave it there, though. Or maybe I did and I just didn't open the door. Neato, I'm a lurk. Alright. Thank you for the lurk. I shall be sure to paint defensively to prevent surprises. We gotta look out for sharks. Now we put this in the dumbwaiter. And then we send it downstairs and then we go on an adventure to look and see it. Down we go. But also, what if I see the pupper? Who knows? Possession time. It's possessed.
If it's not the right powder, maybe I'll at least be able to make some nice fireworks.
The eldest's birth. Oh boy. Alright. Wait, no, I don't have to backtrack. That's not this kind of game. Press C to open the codex. Can I open up the puzzle while I open the codex? I cannot remember. No. Okay, codex. We gotta do math. Chat, we gotta do math. Okay, Edward is the littlest. Wait, Gabriel's the oldest. We know Gabriel's the oldest. Gabriel! 31 years old. Old man. I say that. Like that's true. But certainly an adult. Gabriel draws like he's 10, though. Welcome in, Kevlish. It's true. Listen, he is a photographer. It is not his fault he can't draw. Mm. $1908, I think. Yeah, that ought to be 1908. Oh yeah, I can do more Soto. Door's open! We did it! We're opening the door.
I can't say I'm disappointed, but this is not what I expected. Where did those lights come from?
You'll never guess what happened here, chat.
My dear Alexander, I know you disapprove of all of this. You have made that perfectly clear these past few days. Forgive me, my dear child, but I must see this to the end. Our family has suffered too much. I hope you'll find it in you to forgive me for what I did, wherever you are now. I'm sure you are happy where you are now. Your loving mother, Annie. Annie. My God, what happened here? What have you done? I don't understand all these sigils, these messages, these experiences, and this silence. I can't stand to be alone here. What happened to the Blackwoods? And why did I wake up? Where is Annie? This is a nightmare. Father? Mother? Please, I'm begging you. Come back. Help me. A noise!
Is someone there? I think it came from the hall.
We gotta go the long way. Malthus is in the way of everything else.
Something hexagonal. Just like the pedestal outside the manor. I should try taking it there.
But you can't get out the door. That's okay, though. We have the power of not having to worry about that.
This hole must lead somewhere.
There we go.
The opening closed behind me. The manor seems a little more alive than I'd like.
That's not unfair, Abigail. Hey, it's something hexagonal.
It fits perfectly.
How long is this game, if I may ask? This is long enough to take up more than one stream. Even with me knowing where most things are and where I'm supposed to be, there are 5 areas in this game, as you may have guessed. There's this, there's, the Silver Labyrinth, Stone Plain, something, I forget, downstairs in a cave, Oak Marsh, and the forest. I don't remember their exact names offhand.
A key, of course. Now let's find the lock that it opens. If it belongs to Mrs. Ward, as I suspect.
Then what would it open, Abigail? What does it open? Is it the front door? Oh, that's the way up. Okay. Are we opening the door?
This key is too small for the manor's massive doors. It must rather open some furniture item.
Oh boy, okay, up we go. Do you think you and your static could bring me along to do Shattered tomorrow? Potentially. There is a little hole in this floor, in case you guys were wondering how I'm moving around here. What was I supposed to open with this thing? Bookcase, maybe? No, that doesn't seem right. That door was very loud. I think that door needs some oil for it. Bookcase! Rah! Malthus! This is his opposite sigil. This is telling us what Malthus is all about.
I don't know much about forests. The text says that he knows about medicinal herbs and stones, that he teaches logic and ethics, but what kind of ethics? And that he can make people invisible and eloquent. This green moss appeared during the night after my summoning attempt. I don't dare remove it as I fear I might damage the sigil. What would happen if the connection were suddenly severed without the proper preparations?
Boon! Maybe Bune. I'll bug them and see if anybody wants to come along. I know Shattered is difficult. You don't have the AR for big Shattered. But we can work on getting you the AR pretty quickly. No, it's okay. You don't have T4 Shattered, and Mint doesn't care to do T lower tiers usually. But I can generally talk Huji into it. Alternatively, we can grab you a ring with cleric stats, imbue, attune, and infuse it. And then, when you get more pristine fractal relics, you can replace it later with Harriers. You don't have to have perfect stats. You just have to have the AR. But also, what if I'm bad at T4 Shattered? You won't be. We completed it, just the two of us. And you've completed it on Tier 3. Val, you know the power of paying attention and knowing when to do what? Do you remember Arc at the end of Shattered? What you do there is remember that when the orb is attached to you, clockwise. You want the tower that is clockwise from you. Sunwise, if you will, if you are before clocks were invented. You do not want the you do not want the tower that is counterclockwise, or if it's before clocks were invented, Widdershins. The best way to call a direction. I love that before clocks were a thing, it was Sunwise and Widdershins. And that's how you knew what direction to go. To spin in. And I love that. I love that so much. I don't know why it was called Widdershins. I never looked that part up. But it was. 2 Ds, but yes. I found it out. I found it out. I found it out from a comic that is a very silly fantasy comic that I can't show any of you. The joke is, so, well, we're trying to understand the nature of the universe. So we've taught the bird to fly sunwise, and the bat to fly Widdershins. And hoping they'll collide and we'll see what the universe is made of. And I was like, what's Widdershins? And I looked it up. And it's the best word. Alright, where was I with this? Oh, yes. Father's research mentions him on several occasions with a mixture of fear and respect. From what I understand, he tried several times to enter our world, but not with benign intentions. I don't understand him. Tuesday, November 25th. Malphus doesn't like him. I still don't know if I should trust Malphus, though. Those two have been in open war for centuries in their world. He seems ready to take any opportunity to make his opponent lose ground. Can I count on Malphus to block his way if he tries anything? I shall summon him at the end. No opposite sigil, not enough time, no need. If he escapes, I might do this wretched world a favor. Paimon! So this is Paimon. If one believes Jacques Collin de Plancy, whatever, a king of hell. He teaches art, science, and mysteries. He belongs to the order of angels and dominions. He has 200 legions under his command. A perfect match for the spirit of the family, then. 22nd position. 4 dots appeared on top of the sigil. The smell of burning filled this room. I'm on the right path, but what do these straight lines on the top mean? Naberius! Naberius is a valiant marquis. He appears as a raven, and his voice is hoarse. He can grant eloquence and amiability, and he teaches the arts. He has 19 legions under his command. I have had my fill of ravens. Once again, not much information. He seems to intrigue Gabriel. Maybe I should offer to let him attend the summoning session. We can't get to what Malphus is about. But we already know what Malphus is about. He's a cool guy. Well, well. Well, that's quite the discovery, young lady. Do remember the sigil. Try to memorize its every relief. This will be crucial when you try to chase me out of these walls.
Bloop. Malphus's opposite sigil has been unrevealed. Every room once blocked by his presence is now accessible.
Hooray, we did it.
Yoip. Brilliant! I never doubted you. Remember, you must memorize each opposite sigil and the method to activate them. You'll do that in remembrance of me, won't you?
I did it!
Am I supposed to cleanse Blackwood?
Who knows, baby? You are a little girl. Okay, this is this way.
I remember these bottles. They must have been here for a long time. They're wine. This is a wine cellar. The tap on this oak cask is covered in rust. Oh, I remember where we're going. A solitary tasting session. Some are empty, others full. It's wine, apparently. Or maybe vinegar.
That is what happens to wine if you leave it alone long enough. Let's go down. What? Let's look around first. Yoink! Aw, yeah.
A milk can. It's empty.
Secret door.
I didn't know the manor had a cellar. It doesn't seem new, though.
Oh, I know where that is. We'll go there later.
Weep. Okay, here we are back up here. Trying to orient myself a little bit. The mechanism cables go down the well. Each clue takes me deeper underground. What am I going to find down there?
Who knows? Let's go through the spooky door.
How I feel after annoying Fair with my endless hyperfixations. They will never end. To the founders of Blackwood, the family is ever grateful.
You'll never guess who these are. These are the Kickstarter folks.
Or I think.
There we go. The spooky door. We'll need that milk can later.
What? That's my portrait! And all these candles. It's like a mausoleum. I don't feel at ease here. No chain, and no picture inside either. This pendant looks so lonely. Its shape is quite unusual.
We'll need that later, but I'm not taking it out of the place that it is because I won't remember. Fields of Stone! That's where we are. Something happened to that elevator.
I'm glad I don't have to use this infernal machine. It looks stuck anyway.
Because it is.
Whoever was responsible for the decoration here either had very eclectic tastes, or no taste at all.
Get him, Abigail! Hey! Alchemical symbols! My favorite! Aquarium staff's least favorite. They hate when I write alchemical symbols on things. They get all worried and stuff. It's always like, whoa, stop that. What are you doing? Why are you trying to summon something? And I'm like, I'm not. I'm writing down clues for the game I am playing. And they're like, yeah, a likely story. And then I have to play the room again and be like, see? And they're like, oh. And then I'm like, yeah. And then I have to do it again because aquarium staff forgets things. Oh. I have been once again reminded that no, it's because aquarium staff is made up of different people. So we don't always know the same things. Yeah, cool staff is here on Fridays. Cool staff and the one that thinks I'm cute. They're different people. I mean, they both think I'm cute, but apparently they are different people. Listen, aquarium staff takes many forms. No, I will not tell them what I think. No. Because you're just going to make fun of me again. I'm not going to make fun of you. It's cute. Okay, fine. Do octopuses recognize faces? Yes. But look, aquarium staff is always here, except when they're not. Aquarium staff takes many forms. There's a whole bunch of different forms that aquarium staff takes, and some of them are more angry at me than others. And one of them is cool. And I have to be careful about which ones are which. And they never remember anything. You can tell one of them something, they don't all know, but sometimes they do. How can you expect me to believe that you aren't all the same thing? I am informed they are in fact different people. Once again. Different people. Just different faces. Anyway. We're learning chemistry, alchemy. Oh, alchemy, would you? You guys are going to see that line when we get to Cantha. Thank goodness for the codex, because I'd never remember any of that. A collection of poems by one W.B. Yeats. William Butler Yeats! This isn't all of The Saint and the Hunchback. But this is all of The Cat and the Moon. Hey, Fier, does Canada have a national anthem? Yes. I love that. It's such a good video. I should make it into a short. I've realized it's short enough to be a YouTube short. You guys, I could do that. I forgot. I bet it would be funny. No, I didn't. I posted it as a regular video. Yeah! The Cat and the Moon. The cat went here and there, and the moon spun round like a top, and the nearest kin of the moon, the creeping cat, looked up. Black Miniloosh stared at the moon, for wander and wail as he would. The pure cold light in the sky troubled his animal blood. Miniloosh runs in the grass, lifting his delicate feet. Do you dance, Miniloosh, do you dance, when two close kindred meet? What better than call a dance, maybe the moon may learn, tired of that courtly fashion. A new dance turn. Miniloosh creeps through the grass from moonlit place to place. The sacred moon overhead has taken a new phase. Does Miniloosh know that his pupils will pass from change to change, and that from round to crescent, from crescent to round they range? Miniloosh creeps through the grass, alone, important and wise, and lifts to the changing moon his changing eyes. It's been a while since I've had to read Yeats. It's been a long while. Not reading The Saint and the Hunchback because not relevant to the puzzle that'll be later. Some registers and other account books from 1821 to 1914. And then nothing. Oh, yet more paperwork. I don't quite fancy exploring the financial history of the Blackwoods. Too bad, Abigail. I do. Suitcase reminder. Mother, Edward, Father, Robert. Ugh, we're gonna need that later to put in some alchemical symbols. No? Wah! I thought it would be spookums, but it isn't. Oh, nothing there. Where's our suitcase? Oh, wherever it is, it's not seemingly down here. I don't remember my way around the fields of stone very well. But I'm also pretty sure I'm not supposed to be there just yet. There's a power or something that I don't have. There's a power I'll need for the forest. Oak Marsh isn't passable yet. Well, let's try the forest. Still don't know where those pages are. Wait, weren't there other rooms that were opened up by this? Let's finish up with the rooms that we can get to in the manor. Was it tab to open the map? Yes. Okay. Where am I? Here. Okay, we're going up. Huh. Oh, that's all green. We're not going there. There's a note hidden in the frame. In remembrance of our discoveries and of hard-working, sleepless nights, this forest will miss you, Anton. Anton? The name doesn't ring a bell, but he might have some answers for me. The woods are behind the manor. I should follow this lead. Eldritch Forest is now accessible. It's located east of the manor. It is possible to come back to the manor at any time by simply going there or by clicking on the map. Did someone put it here while waiting to replace it? I remember a wardrobe, but this looks more like a confessional. It's strewn with scattered trinkets. Oh. Father might have had some peculiar tastes in decorating, but he wouldn't keep decapitated statues. The screwdriver is in good condition. A tool like this has always been useful to keep around. We are not possessing that screwdriver. We'll mess it up somehow. Can I possess this head? Sure can't. Ring a bell. I told you he'd grow on ya. He does that to everybody. There's a tube with a cylinder inside of it. I have yet to figure out where 2 is. If anyone knows where floor 2 of that thing is, please tell me about it, because I don't. Where are we now? Okay, we're above the study.
Oh, this is this room. Okay, we've been here. We know this place. Next door. That's the Mary statuette. We've been there. We know this place. Hi, Aurejan. We're playing Goetia this evening. It's a spooky game. A kind of, I don't know if I'd call it gently spooky. It's melancholy. There are messages scattered all over the manor. It's all quite peculiar. Probably not. This is a fairly obscure point and click. I found out about it because a friend of mine who likes to pick up obscure indie games told me about it and was like, it seems right up your alley since you liked the room and stuff like that. And I was like, well, all right. We are playing as Abigail, a 10-year-old little girl. And an absolute sweetheart. Yes. Yes, I would describe it that way. As having a cold sort of comfort feeling. It's melancholy, isolating. It's a little sad. It's clear something happened here, but it's already done. Whatever happened is done. We're not in the scary part of it anymore, really. We're in the aftermath of it. Like if you could go to a horror movie scene after the credits had rolled. Yeah, there are still monsters here, but they aren't really a problem anymore, or rather there's no one for them to be a problem to. Because Abigail here is dead, and no one else is here. It's also a very pretty game. Or at least I think so. Wait until we get out into the marsh. Or rather, out into Oakmarsh itself. Oakmarsh, I don't know how to describe it. You'll see it when you see it. My dearest son, I am saddened to have fallen so low in your esteem. Your little plot is not a hard one to notice. The notes you stole are important, true, but I don't need them anymore. I suppose you hid them in your flat in the village. Or that you gave them to that Stanford girl. May they teach you something. We'll have the opportunity to talk about your misdeed. You can be sure of it. Annie's mad. I'm sure I'll find some answers in Oakmarsh Village. It's not far from the manor. Oakmarsh is now accessible. It's located west of the manor, and it's possible to come back to the manor at any time by simply going there or clicking on the map. That's why we came back to the house to explore. Someone was apparently too small to achieve their goal. I left the same trace here. I need a tool to open this panel. A tool, you say? Like some kind of screwdriver? Sure hope it's some kind of screwdriver. Screwdriver's also going up that pneumatic tube later. Neat. We'll set it on the table for now. Sure don't know the code to this. Kind of don't remember it. Okay, let's see where we are. The only place we haven't gone is up there in the middle of that greenery. That's the we're here, that's the stairwell, we're going sort of over and up. So what if you can see the dark inside of me? Oh yeah, that reminds me that I have to get some metal tunes for reasons. I've read most of these novels, but I don't remember them.
I don't like these patterns. Those are patterns from the Goetia, in case you guys are curious. I'm not going these ways. Definitely not going that way. Empty, of course. A photograph! Or what's left of it, at least. I really like this. I can make out a farm, or is it a cottage? Possession! It's possessed! Ooh. There it is. Amazing! Notes written in a hurry.
Eureka! Things to try. Is the photographer the only one who can cast the spell? Is the soul bound? What projection for the for the photographed landscape? Copied memory? Own existence? Additional questions. What is the link with the human branch of the Goetia? If one can enter and leave a photograph, is the same true of an object? What about soul projection? Returning to one's body? Need to study this with Mother. Is the photograph a gateway to an existing place? Does the spell create a new place? Need to test with the montage. If a new, autonomous, immutable universe is created, the implications are unimaginable.
I'm gonna forget Gabriel's voice like 20 minutes later. Thanks for the lurk, Val! I will be sure to paint defensively so that I do not be surprised by sharks. In and out of the picture, an autonomous and unalterable universe. I was expecting a guide on developing photos, but this doesn't make any sense. I don't like this. This room might have a few more interesting secrets to learn, but I'd rather not stay here any longer than I have to. Some landscapes, buildings, ruins, not a single face. Same deal. A few vials, some clothes, and clean linen. These all seem quite harmless, at least. Well, I just like opening and closing things. I can sense something in this photo, as if it were possible to see further. Maybe if I focus some more. Weep. What on earth has happened? I don't see any colors anymore. It's all black and white, like in a photograph. It doesn't make any sense. I need to get out. Nope. Gabriel's Folly. This is the Silver Labyrinth. You can explore any and all of these areas. We're pulled into a photograph. We live in here. We get to be in here now. Some pages have been torn away. Oh boy. Okay. Gabriel, we're gonna read your writing in a minute, buddy. But I gotta put some tasty things in my tummy. Like all of these broccolis. Aquarium staff brought them for me. Munch, munch, munch. And they're filled with vitamins. Do I need those vitamins? I don't know. I'm iron deficient, so it's a good thing that my blood is copper-based. It's green. You all needed to know that. If you ever see me blush, I'll blush green. Instead of pink. Do octopi blush? Who knows? The pretty lady Cthulhu blushes. We'll play that game. Sooner or later. Maybe we'll play it for Valentine's. We'll play the dating sim. I, too, am a sucker for love. Okay, Gabriel. Ah! We hydrate as chat demands. Apparently we needed a lot of hydrating. Alright. And a big stretch. Big stretch.
Body break.
Meow. And for body break, let's get buff. Buffitude. We're gonna do bicep curls. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ooh, one fun fact. Oh no. Oh. Unfun fact. There are significantly less bugs in the world than there used to be. And they are declining at a rapid rate. Part of the reason for this is because air quality and temperature is making it a bad time to be a bug. Because bugs breathe through, primarily, bugs breathe through one of two methods. But the methods are roughly the same. They usually have small openings in their carapace. And in those openings are things called spiracles. And they are small little breathing bits. They're small little openings that open and close to let oxygen in. And they oxygenate their inside tissue directly. So like when you breathe in, and even when I breathe in as an octopus, we breathe in through a part of us, and it goes to, in your case, it goes to lungs. And in my case, it goes to, well, it's not really lungs per se, but it filters out the oxygen nevertheless. And then that oxygen is handed off to a circulatory system and circulated around the body. But bugs don't have that. They just have holes that go straight there. So the problem with air quality for them is not only that they need a lot of oxygen to be able to breathe because they get very little of it through those tiny holes, or I suppose more accurately, everything comes in through those tiny holes. And the other problem that they have is that if anything gets any impurities or any imperfections, they can handle small amounts, of course, but if too much gets in that they can't use, they just suffocate and die. That's also why if you cover a bug in, like, baby oil or something like that, it will also die. Because the oil and stuff gets into their sphericals and they can't clear it. So it blocks them off. Anyway, what I'm saying is, bugs are really helpful. And we should do more to protect them, even if sometimes they're very scary. Even if I hate them, cabbage moths! I have, feelings about cabbage moths. But the thing is that even though they destroy my cabbages, and my kale, and my broccoli, and anything else that's green, basically, even though they destroy those things, they still have a place in the food chain. There are still other animals that I do like that eat them. And if they weren't here, then they wouldn't get eaten by those other animals, and those other animals would suffer. And we are seeing the effects of that on the food chain. There's a lot of animals that didn't face extinction before, but do now, or at least face very difficult times because their food source is going away. That, and I want to see more monarchs around again. Monarchs are best butterflies. Once when we were small, when we were very small, when I was very small, there used to be a spot that wasn't quite done yet in the cement outside of the aquarium. And so, in the summertime, and especially when they knew that that the bugs would be migrating, aquarium staff would take a hose and they would spray it in the cement part, and the water would collect in the cement part. And then all the monarchs would come by and drink up the water because it was really shallow and it was really safe and it was warm and there was a bit of shade if they needed it. So, on that weird little cement bit where the cement was all rough and weird, there'd always be water there for them. And if you looked out, you'd see, like, just nothing but butterfly wings. And it was really big. And not, like, really big compared to me. I mean, like, it was a really big space. It was, like, round, but, like, half a sidewalk tile. And that's where they would all hang out. And it's been a long time since I've seen that many of them. And I would like to see them again. Right, I got distracted because bugs are cool. Secretly. Ahem. What voice did I... They are! They're scary, but they're cool. I'm afeared of them a little bit. That's what happens when you're 4 centimeters tall. And a good portion of them are bigger than you. It's a problem. You all are just like, do. They're smaller than me. I can handle them comfortably. And I am not. I have never read Children of Time, but I expect that when it says it has weavers in it, it means it has weavers in it. Where was I? Oh, yes.
Gabriel Hodgkin, 2nd February, 1940. Mother's work inspired me to undertake an insane project which has obsessed me day and night, and today, at long last, I've decided to begin. I've already gathered all the materials I'll need, and took all the necessary precautions. I was afraid of how Mother would react when she found out, but her support has been unfailing as always. According to her, my work and her research could benefit from each other, and I agree. I can't wait. A few years ago, I would have laughed at myself. Today, however, even if it seems mad, I know that some sort of immortality can be achieved. It is possible as long as one can project one's soul into an artifact, be it natural or artificial. That being said, I would not recommend using a natural artifact. The scant information we could gather suggests that the risk is too great. The results so far are unconvincing, but each day proves to us that Anton and Mother are not far from their goal. As for me, I'm thinking of a somewhat different way to temporarily project a soul in an object, something that would enable me to access its history, from its creation to its daily use.
Welcome in, Disguisey! We are playing, Goetia tonight. It is a point and click about banishing demons. We are 10 years old. Our name is Abigail. Abigail Blackwood. And boy howdy, we're confused because we were dead. And we are a lot less dead right now. Because we're a ghost. So we're still kinda dead. It's complicated.
I'll start with a familiar object I know every detail of. I don't want to risk anything. As such, I'm thinking of an object created by my own hand that offers an infinite number of possibilities. A photograph. Of course, I can't possibly know the chemical and physical composition of a photograph, but I'm very familiar with the technique, from the framing to the shooting and the developing. Photographing a well-known place should limit the chances of getting lost. It would be a shame not to be able to find my way out of the object.
I'll bet it sure would be, buddy. This picture is upside down. Oh, CBB. That's important for later. Remember that.
First of all, it is advisable to delve as deep as possible into the artifact, the subject. One should go pace by pace from oneself to the subject, cautiously, as if with a flight of stairs. 1. Request. 2. Approach. 3. Invitation. 4. Possession.
Welcome in, Darth Unmay. Riddle me this, eh? No, that one's too easy. That's also too easy. Huh. If you must know, the one I'm grumpy about being too easy is, I grow when I am fed, I slow when I am wet. That one's too easy. I'll get you guys a good riddle. No, that's too easy too. I wonder if I'll get it right. Just got home from the fair and my brain is tired. Hi, everyone. Hi. Ooh, from the fair? Oh, was it fun? Was there fun stuff? Were there cool people? Did you have fun? What kind of fair was it? Was it the kind of fair where there's candy and rides? Or the kind of fair where there's a bunch of people and there's crafts? Or the kind of fair where, like, everybody's dressed like they're old-timey people? Or Star Trek? You know what? You guys can have it. I can't think of a better riddle right now because I'm thinking of riddles over here. Whoopsie doodle. What did I say? All of the above, but not the Ren Fair. Okay! Alright, I'll go. I typed it out so that you could all see it. Right, we were voicing this man. This man is Gabriel Hodgkin. And he is his mother's son.
The idea seems straightforward, but the first 2 steps always leave me in a persistent, semi-conscious state for a few minutes after the attempt, and breaking the frail connection between the projection and myself is not recommended. To maintain this connection, one can use rituals. The most formidable ordeal is the invitation. More precisely, the exact moment the subject accepts my projection and opens the door leading into itself. I gradually lose consciousness of myself, and a new world opens. However, this short moment when both universes coexist is a painful and distressing one. Finally, the possession is the decisive step. A sigil drawn on both hands can strengthen the connection. Sigillaria.
Okay. Remember to see BB, because that's one of the things that doesn't get into the codex. Ammunition and a few pictures and letters. A fire! Yes! That is what it is! I told you it was too easy. Who's written this? Okay. I don't know who's written this. Looks like it's just a regular soldier. I got a bun and I'm gonna munch it. I'll have to get out my old charades book. There was a time when charades was a riddle game instead of, like, literally standing there silently pointing and stuff. Back in the Victorian era, the way that charades was played was you would try to get people to guess a word or a very short phrase. And you would try to get them to guess that by separating it into 2 words, or maybe 3, and trying to get them to guess the whole singular word. So, for instance, something like, the first part of me falls upon the ground, in spring. The second of me fires swift, from a taut string. And what that should get you is, the first part of me is rain, and the second part of me is bow, so that should get you to rainbow. You see how it's played? And that was charades in those days. That what I got. Good. I had to update the wording for some of the ones in the old charades book, because it's very old-timey English. Not so old-timey as being impossible to understand, but it's old-timey enough that it's difficult. Or that sometimes the words don't mean the same thing. Let's see. Oh yeah, you were looking for somebody named Lizzie. Okay, I think I've got the right accent for random soldier. Maybe. My dear parents. There we go. My dear parents, we've been left here without orders for almost a month. There isn't a living soul in St. Margaret. Those who survived the bombings fled the area. Nevertheless, there's still been no word from either Winnie or Pooh for several weeks now. Each hour we spend watching the guns that resonate in vain is at once both reassuring and frightening. The weight and uncertainty are wearing us out. Despite the bloodshed, we're glad to be able to respond in kind on this side of the sea. Still, I won't complain, for what it's worth. In this uneasy silence that hangs over us now, I can enjoy the sweet music of the words I write for you now. That said, the monotony of the past few days was disrupted a little. A photographer came to visit our bunker. He arrived in a Daimler armoured car and was accompanied by 2 officers. He was a rather strange fella, and none of us were sure of what he was there for. He set up his bulky equipment to take a few pictures, but made sure to keep us from appearing in them. I always thought that in times of war, portraits of valiant soldiers were common, but he was only interested in the building, despite its blank black walls. He didn't stay very long. I missed Lizzie's letters. How is she? I hope she's well, and that she's not affected too much by these events, as much as circumstances allow. She's so young. Tell her she's a true friend. The latest news was Martin's posting last week. He left the bunker for... Scribble, scribble, scribble. Scribble, scribble, scrabble. I'm happy there were riddles in The Hobbit. Yes! We love the Hobbit riddles. What has it got in its pocket? Oh yeah, we can't do nothing with those yet. Remember that, chat. I won't remember that. I need it for later. There's a piano I need to play later. Where does this one go? There's a piano I need to play later.
Le Nocturne, some sheet music brought from France. Fortunately, it's been translated. By any, I suppose. This is here in case y'all don't know how to read a musical staff. I do. I do know how to read a musical staff, and I can tell you right now that this boy is in the treble clef. That's where these notes are noted, because the bass clef names them differently. In the treble clef, the spaces spell out face. Wait a minute. Am I crazy? Are we on lower C? Bear with me. No, that's right. The spaces spell out face. I'm crazy.
Piano! I have a 35-year-old synthesizer right next to me. Yay! I do not play piano. I am a flutist. I play a flute. And a number of other woodwinds that I'm not as good at. I played a flute for a long time, and I still do. I also play an ocarina. I have an ocarina of time. It does not work. It is a replica. I was very displeased by this. Staff was like, you didn't think it would really work, did you? And I did. I thought it would work. And then when it didn't, I got sad. I wanted to rewind time, too. Boo. Oh, neat. We love the flute and the clarinet. My sister plays the clarinet. Drummer and a bass player? The most important part of the band, you say? The part that means that I have to keep on rhythm whether I want to or not? That part? I love that part of the band. Sorry, I'm also a soprano when I sing. I don't know where any of the rest of anyone is. Where's the choir? Not with me. And it's always that they're not with me. Never that I'm not with them. That's how it works. When you do melody. That's not true, guys. That's not how it works at all. That just makes you annoying and difficult to deal with. Also a bass in the choir. Yay! The part that keeps me on track. Much to the alto's chagrin. I need to turn that thing a different direction. My mother used to put her favorite novels here. Oh yeah, right. We can't go anywhere else, just in this one room. In we go. There we are. It's up right side up now. Something is hidden behind these railings. A photograph? Remember DAF sharp also. It's DAF sharp CBB. Will I forget that? You better believe I will. Look on that. These tools remind me of the weapon diagrams in the library, but these are much more sophisticated. Right. I think I can play the piano now. DAF sharp. I recognize this piano. Will I be able to touch a few keys? Sure can! This should be middle C. I think. It is. No, that wouldn't be right. That can't be. That can't be B. That is also C. But we're not allowed to touch it and finish this scale. How dare! Is there any scale I can finish? Maybe. Oops. Nope. Bah. Well, that's fine, because I know we have to play. We have to play... Ah! Wait, we have to start with D, A, F sharp, and then C, B, B. Right, we can do this. D, E, F, G, A. Okay. I do not play a piano, guys. We did it! I just had to listen with my listening ears. I'm pretty good at hearing notes. I can't always name them. But I can tell you where they are. Like, what... I can tell you where they are, and if you give me a song, I can usually tell you the key that it lives in. Although it's hard to do that sometimes, because some songs, it's not possible to tell you. And that's because there's always two keys. There's A minor and C major are the same notes. Same guy. So if you have a song that's in A minor, but it otherwise... like, but it's constructed a little differently than, like... you might expect, it can sound like it's C major. It depends on what you're doing. There's a whole bunch of musical theory stuff that goes into that. And that's to say nothing of the wheel of, what are they called? I wanted to call them the wheel of tones, but that's not right. It's the wheel of all those things that make songs sound different, that are slightly fancier than the key signature that they live in. The Wheel of Harmony? Probably. I don't remember. Hi, Frosty Bone. Welcome in. We're playing Goetia this evening. Because it's a sort of melancholy, spooky puzzle game that I'm quite fond of. Let's go in the box. Into the hole. Oh, I forgot that was there. Oh, right, that's the way out. And the reason that we needed to get this middle photo... Cairns were usually erected to honor the dead. If I build one for myself, will I be able to rest in peace? Oh, baby. Oh, right, that's back to the bunker as well. With love, A. A photograph of some ruins. Just a picture. The trail leads here. Should I search for a way to enter? Oh, yeah, you should. It's over here. Oh! Maybe. I'm thinking of this thing. The label says only developer. I'll come up with it later. I'm thinking of the thing that... It's not the name for certain styles. It's on the tip of my tongue. I know what it is. Ugh. Wah. I will get there. The reason that Persona songs, despite being usually in a minor key, sound so upbeat and fun is because of that thing that I'm trying to think of, and I can't think of it. Wah! Putting all 9 brains together and none of them work. It's been a long time since I've studied music theory. You're probably right that it's the Wheel of Fists. I feel strangely attracted to this scene, ever since I poured the liquid on the photograph. In we go! Spooky time. This landscape might be pleasing to the eye, but it doesn't tell me much. I can't go any further. I must have missed a hint. Yeah, I definitely can't pronounce that last word. Kessel Sinclair Girnagoy. Girnagoy? Well, I definitely can't pronounce that last one. In northern Scotland. It looks the same as in the photograph. Wow. Photogravures. My nephew seems to have traveled there quite often. This pillar looks out of place. Because it is. Oh yeah, we can't do anything with that pillar yet. We have currently solved as much of the Silver Labyrinth, I think, as we can. There's more stuff in the cottage to look at, though. There's a drawing of a strange creature on the box. Half fish, half horse. A Capricorn, if you will. I can't see anything. Well, we're gonna need some glasses. That's the way back to the cottage. I like this round rock. Would that I could lie on it for a while. Me too, Abigail, me too. I love lying on rocks. I can see the grain in the walls of this lumberjack's cabin, like the grain of a photograph, but it looks more like a wood grain to me. This box seems familiar. Well, it surely should. A pair of glasses. A vital accessory for any scholar. The back of the cottage is blurry, but I can still make out a few elements that seem interesting. I found a pair of spectacles on a woodcutter's bench. Oddly enough, they're very clean, as if they didn't belong to this place, or rather, if they had been put here after the picture was taken. Yoink, they're mine now. They're going in the box. There's more stuff in here that we'll need. But first, to the box! There we go. One wheel switch 4. Oh. One wheel switch 4. What's going on over there? Oh, we're in a spooky castle now. Another note. Maybe this will tell me where this assembly of photographs came from. I'm feeling my way through, but with so many questions hanging over me. When I possess a picture, what do I see? Is it the projection of my memory, or the real state of the scene at this instant?
If I create and then possess a montage, is the scenery inverted by the arrangement? Or would I be right in saying that a link, a doorway, to an alternate version of the picture is created? What happens in my reality when I possess a picture? How does my body react? Does it move? Do I keep going about my business? What becomes of me? I'll ask Mother to attend one of my rituals so that she can help me to shine some light on this last mystery.
That's a good question, and an important one. Okay. Spooky time. Blessed are the dead which die in the Lord from henceforth. Yea, saith the Spirit, that they may rest from their labors, and their works do follow them. I'd like to rest from my labors at literally any time, but staff won't let me do that. Oh, a cave. It's full of cave things. It's full of another picture of those ruins. This photograph is troubling, and it looks inactive, if I may say so. Oh, a picture. We found the spooky picture. Dang, this guy is wild. Why is the silver labyrinth gotta be so difficult? Wait, I know my way where we're going, but I wanted to go back to the woodcutter's cabin actually, because I think there's something I'm missing. I think I need to take the hammer outside. This hammer reminds me of the kind used with a chisel to cut stone. Yeah, I do. It's having a reaction. The summit is but a milestone. Climb some more. Seems like someone never heard of Icarus. Let's put the hammer back where we found it. The woodcutter can keep it. Though admittedly, that's a good Celeste was like that. The summit is but a milestone. Climb some more. We did do that. I liked Celeste. Wait? Oh, that's just the developer. That's fine. That pillar was out of place. Where are we now? This isn't quite Blackwood. I'm sure I'll find something helpful in the manor's past. Gabriel's bad at developing photos. That's what we'll find. This box is empty. Or rather, it was when the photograph was taken. Is it still in the manor? I bet you that's what we're looking for. Will this take me back out to the... Yes, it will! This box holds nothing interesting. Maybe it doesn't, but I bet it's got secrets. Secrets. A series of Nibirius! Dismissal! It's the banishment! Curious, inattentive, discreet, passionate, calm. We did it! We banished one of them! The purple one, I think. I think this is the first time I've completed the Silver Labyrinth first. I usually end up doing it last. Nibirius, the symbol doesn't look like the demon's sigil. Banishing. This must be his opposite sigil. I should be able to enter the manor's towers now. Whee! Nibirius' opposite sigil has been revealed. Every room once blocked by his presence is now accessible. Hooray! Yeah! I hardly ever... Okay, so the reason that I don't usually do that one first is, where's my codex? That's not my codex. I mean, it is, but that's not what I want. Also not what I want. There we go. So the reason I don't usually do that one first is because as soon as I get access to the forest, which is the first thing I usually find, I go straight there. And then I don't go up here. And then I just don't go up here. There is a power in the Silver Labyrinth, I think. I don't remember what it is. But I think there is one, and I should probably find it. This isn't complete. Climb some more. How philosophical. Or am I supposed to find something at altitude? She is supposed to find something at altitude. But I don't remember what it was. Huh. I'm sure. Let's think. I don't know what these are. Some landscapes, buildings, ruins, not a single face. Yeah, we know that. Let's pop back in there and see. We're looking for something on top of a mountain. The only mountain I know is over here. Yeah, okay, that's a... Hey, there's an up! There's an up! Oh! An island! Is, well, hardly an island. It looks like a mountain that was cut out and turned upside down, like something from a story. Hey! This column was added onto the rest. I recognize this book, but not this message. I gave orders to creatures that I would have sworn never existed. I felt and understood the essence of the human soul like no one before me ever described it. I scratched the surface of our salvation after death, and literally moved heaven and earth to stand where I am today. No one has ever come so close. I would be insane not to fear for what tomorrow might bring. I have faith in Mother, in her work, in her will, and her knowledge, in her persistence, her vigilance, her power, and her intellect. I will not draw back. Oh, Gabriel, What's happening to me? This atmosphere makes me feel incoherent. Yay! We did it. Let's get out of here. It wasn't a power after all. Secretly, it was just more cool journal stuff. Okay. Okay. We did it. Okay, moving on. We gotta get back out of here. Can't believe I forgot the up, up, up part. Alright, we're back home. We can go all the purple ways now. Yes, of course I'm still good for it. Tab for the map. We are here. And we can go upstairs now.
I feel dizzy. This is unpleasant. I'd rather turn back.
Right. I know what's upstairs. Upstairs is the endgame area. We should not go there. We need to banish all the other demons first. Because, as you might have guessed, there is a secret sixth demon. Why would there be a secret sixth demon? Suffering. That's why. To make me sad. Let's go to the woods. Into the woods. Actually, do I want to go to the forest? Can you go in here? Nope. I think I've been all the places I can go. Does this journal let me possess it and then let me see things? It lets me see things. What am I supposed to see with you? Where are your torn pages go? Hmm. Yeah, okay. We can't do much with the Realm of Stone. We didn't miss anything important. We just don't have the power of using it. Okay, we're off to the forest. Off to the forest, I think. Or maybe... I think I want to go to town, actually. Town's interesting to me because that's where Alexander went. Or maybe... I'm trying to think of what to do because there's so much to do right now. I could go to any of these places and I'm trying to decide. Hmm. I know I'm supposed to take that journal somewhere. Okay, let's just float around the house for a little bit. This goes somewheres. Not this somewheres. Where does this go? No, wait, it... Oh. Okay. What's that?
I caught her going through your room. I told you what she wanted to do and why you must not follow her under any condition. Please, trust me. As soon as you find this note, hide it as best you can, or even better, destroy it, and come meet me at the wood's edge. I'll be waiting for you there with Sally and Robert. Everything will be all right, you have my word. Alexander.
He's a good boy. Oh. Let's put the book away. Okay, we're going to Oakmarsh. I've decided it. I've decided that we're going to the place. Oakmarsh is yonder. We don't have to fly through the whole house to get there. Whee! Abigail Blackwood, 1890 to 1902. Sorry, she's 12. Well, at least that makes things clear. Now. Oakmarsh. We never did go there very often. I always preferred less crowded places. Oh, honey, it ain't crowded now. An abandoned suitcase here in the village? The glow of the streetlight doesn't comfort me one bit. There's an unsettling atmosphere here. There's still a few pieces of decoration here. Yoink! It looks like a brochure of some kind. The Dunchurch Dance! 8 p.m. to 12 p.m. in front of the Village Hall, May 25th, 1939. I will never forget your gaze that night, your beloved Alexander. He's a cutie. Oh, we'll need that for later. Seems like the only one taking care of this place, provided that she still has someone to protect. A journal entry from 14th November 1940. A letter has been slipped between the pages. Okay. Coventry. Oh boy, we're not getting the accent right for this area. My dear sister, after the bombings, our beautiful city of Coventry offers the terrible spectacle of devastation. War has turned most of the monuments to ruins. Everything here is bleak and desolate. Only one spire is left from St. Michael's Cathedral. Burnt buses cover the streets in which Lady Godiva once rode. There are thousands of victims. Those who survive hold up in what's left of their houses. They try to organize as much as possible. King George came to display his deepest sympathy to the population, who bravely shows that Coventry, like London, will not surrender. From what I learn in your letter, Oakmarsh is still prey to the terror of the manor that has inspired for many years, and will need some courage too. Villagers seem to be worried that madman Elrias encourages Annie's insane research. But can't we imagine his faith will, on the contrary, encourage him to protect her from whatever evil power she is about to unleash? Some niece Sally is hiding in the village with Alexander. They seem in great danger. What do you know about their intent? Knowing your daughter's daring nature, I suppose nothing will stop them. I can't believe Alexander left his family. I believe he pursues a purpose we do not know. Perhaps did he find a way to conjure the malediction that waits over his kind? Hopefully the villagers' anger will not interfere. You'll need a lot of courage, and you can count on me. With love, your brother. These fruits are practically fossilized. This house must have been abandoned a long time ago. This chest is locked by some kind of mechanism. The buttons look like constellations, I think. We're not using that box yet. We don't know what it does. The water had plenty of time to evaporate. It's dark in here. I remember this because it frustrated me to no end. Somebody's left a note. Oh, I left the key at Samson's so he could make a copy of it. The original is small grey and has a label of the same colour at the base for now. Please don't lock the main door. L. The bottom of this pan is disgusting. What's more, I think I might be looking at the only signs of life in Oakmarsh. Ew, gross. Alright, oh, right, this upstairs. Some old empty trunks that no one bothered to take with them. The people who lived here really didn't really care about their belongings. A Ouija board? I wonder if I could use it to have a seance with myself. It's only a piece of wood. Oh, God almighty, it's moving by itself! This is ridiculous. I should at least feel another presence. What does it want to tell me? Well, good evening. Can I ask you a few questions? Yes. Do you know what I am? I suppose that wasn't a good question. All right. Where did the inhabitants of Oakmarsh flee to? Not the most talkative spirit. Maybe it's linked to the house. B-O-X. The locked chest on the lower floor. How do I open it? A-D-A-S-T-R-A. Ad Astra. To the stars? I was hoping for a more straightforward answer. Well, they do look like constellations. Any other hints? Anything? Alright then. Ad Astra. A new puzzle to solve. Ad Astra, per Astra. Quarita prima regnum Dei, antebellum memento mori. I feel like I can spell out other questions. We'll come back here when we know who the spirit is. There is a spirit in here. I just don't remember who. Who's in here? Who lives here? Is there a basement I can go to or something? Nope. Guys, I kind of vaguely remember. Whee! This well has been dry for ages. It's full of rubble now. All that's left of this tool is the handle. Hey, we can jimmy that, I bet. Or we don't need to. Is this some sort of underground shelter? Who would settle down in this cesspit? And with still water, too. Guys, I don't know if you know how dangerous still water is, but boy howdy, if you come across still water, your response should be, I'm leaving. Alternatively, your response should be putting on a respirator. Still water is so dangerous. There's so much that can breed in it. So many bacteria and sicknesses and things like that can live in there. And that's bad. That's so bad. Yum, 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 yum. Okay, moving on. The shopkeeper used to keep a logbook. Maybe I'll find some clues here.
14th November. Strange silence surrounded the manor. I was fetching wood around the forest when suddenly all the animals went quiet. At dusk. Most uncanny, that's for sure. 16th November. Rumours of bombing in Coventry. Curse them. I hope they don't turn their attention to an isolated place like Oakmarsh. 21st November. The old woman came by the Stanfords and left a few minutes later. She looked like she was in a hurry. I feel ill at ease when she's around. You never know what she thinks, even if she's looking you straight in the eye. The less I see of her, the better. 2nd December. A young Blackwood came today. Alexander, I think. He wanted to rent a flat behind the shop. An old storage room and a stable aren't much, especially for a well-bred child. But it's more money in my pocket, so I said yes. He seems normal enough, but I'll keep my eyes peeled. 15th December. Lights over Blackwood. And they were no Christmas decorations or bombers. 16th December. I swear I heard screams coming from there. They echoed across the whole valley. I'm still shaking at the thought. 25th December. Merry Christmas. 25th January. Gone near the manor always made me anxious, but now it's all the more terrifying. I can almost hear whispers coming from the walls. Something haunting, like a word repeated over and over until it sounds strange in one's mind. I can still hear it. It was something like Em-figor, 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 Em-figor. It never stops. I felt the air shiver and the roof shifted. I ran back to the village, shouting at the top of my lungs. That settles it. I'm closing my shop and I will never leave here again. 28th January. Emma and George are leaving. They will be leaving their daughter here, though. I don't really understand why. I suppose she wants to stay with Alexander. I think they're right. There's nothing else that can be done here. I should leave, too, to visit my boys in London, if they haven't forgotten they have a father.
Oh, honey. Its inhabitant brought books, lots of them. This device seems to be made of magnetic tapes. How does it work? We don't know. Okay. The door's blocked by a broomstick. It's doing the job all too well. Oh, right. We can't get it open that way. I know how we open that door. It's gray with a piece of tape at the bottom of it. Do you suppose that's it? A gray key with the label of the same color. That's the one. Sweet. All I have to do now is check if it fits the kitchen door of the house at the entrance of the village. Samson's! A telephone in a public place? The operators must be very busy. Da-na! It's important to open that door, and I don't recall why. I'm gonna leave that there, though. It's only fair to leave that where it belongs, in the house that it belongs to. Okay. Oh no. Oh, Chad, I'm sorry. God almighty, a corpse! Why? He doesn't look very old. This is horrible. I can see a message in his hands. Come on, be strong. Alright, we hydrate as Chad demands. Abigail gets her courage up, we'll hydrate. Big stretch. Big stretch. And for body break. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Whoop. Let's do shoulder presses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, we did it. Wait. Wait. You know what? Abigail can get her strength up next week. We'll read this man's letter. But next week. Because I'm going to forget what's in it. It's very sad, as I recall. Okay. That's it for today, everybody. It is now closing time, and we hope you enjoyed your visit to the octopus enclosure. We are going to go on a little adventure. Where will we go? A mystery! Who knows where we will go? Don't forget to stick around for the raid, for the points, for the delicious points. It's not a mystery, guys. It's Friday. You'll never guess where we're going. Because it's Friday. It's traditional at this point. Almost type /wiki. Alright, that's it for tonight, everybody. We're going to go see a friend of mine. Your host, Joe, does speed running and randos and such. We're going to go visit. It's going to be great. You'll see. Alright, that's it for today, everybody. I will see you all tomorrow.